Can you tell me, what are your party's key policies to assist children and adults with a disability and their families, and why should people with an interest in disability issues vote for your party at this election?
Well, the Liberal Party's shown a great deal of leadership over the last couple of years in this area. For a starter, we're no longer going to accept second best in the area of disabilities, and I referred directly to our requirement that if we're going to have another Commonwealth State Disabilities Agreement, that it has to have real substance. There has to be real accountability, real transparency. We have to work towards meeting the unmet need, and we have to have external validation. We've also demonstrated, with not just talk but action, with $190 million into the area of autism. Now, there is a lot more to be done. This isn't the end of the game, but people can see by our actions, not just our words, that we are determined to make a real difference in the lives for carers, the disabled and the entire sector, to ensure that people do have the opportunities to realise their potential.
Minister, a lot of our older families are concerned about the gap that exists between services and supports that are available for children with a disability and the services that are now in place for older people with disabilities and their families, but there still exists a gap in that sort of young adult bracket. Does the Liberal Party have any plans to intervene to provide some support in that area at all?
See, people are coming to the Commonwealth on this because of the states have failed, and the Commonwealth State Disability Agreement is actually the responsibility of the states to look after that group. By the Commonwealth taking off the states the responsibility for people that have cared long term and that are now older themselves, that means the states have fewer people to be personally responsible for. Therefore, they should, by its very equation, be able to provide better services, supported accommodation, respite, etc., for that client group. And I think that let's presume that we do have another 5-year Commonwealth State Disabilities Agreement that actually has some substance to it. If we're able to achieve that, we should use this next 5 years to actually turn this whole thing on its head and to give people a pathway from birth to the grave, so that they know what to expect, where the services are going to come from and how they're going to be assisted. But can I tell you, there's no point even thinking about those things if people aren't going to face up to the really tough decisions of having external validation, of not even knowing the quality of the service, ensuring that people have certain qualifications. If we can't get that far, then we're never going to get governments at all levels to agree that a person's whole of life is actually important, and it is. So no matter where you sit in the disability spectrum, that there is a life cycle that you can expect, support along the way, and that's what we've all got to aspire to.